Alrighty, folks, it's Thursday night again, and we're back here. Steve Verklow, Don Bell is on the road this week. He is way out in Mississippi this week doing a distributor trade show, pushing the products, if you will. So trying to get the word of Top Secret out there and all the other brands. So there's not a better salesman out there than Mr. Don Bell. So he's hard at it working this week. So I'm kind of sitting in this week, and next week Brother Mike's going to join me, and we're going to take whatever questions you have. So call in or Facebook in or fax them in, send them in however you can. We'll take your questions. We'd love to have you call in for the show. We'd love to have you live call in. We'll take it right here on the show. So well, folks, we got a lot of questions to catch up on and a couple of callers, I believe. So sit tight and we'll be right back.
You don't like old milk. Deer don't like old urine. Brown and cloudy urine reeks of ammonia. Ammoniated urine means it's old, not fresh, and it doesn't fool deer. Top Secret Deer Scents, the only scent on the market that's oxygen-free from collection to bottle. It's yellow and clear because it's fresh. It's the only scent on the market that says a deer is here now and not last week.
All right, folks, we're back, and I think what we're going to do is slide right on into some questions that we have had that's kind of piled up on us. We kind of got behind here, so is that what we're going to dive right into? That? All right. We're going to take first. We're going to take a BioShield website question from Joanne Gaster from Lima, Ohio. Says she just bought the laundry soap and body wash. I understand the body wash only lasting 8 hours. But what about the clothes? Most people wash their clothes well in advance of a hunt. Will they still be effective when hung for a couple of days? Excuse me. Answer to that is yes. BioShield, it permeates that, and it will last several days. Of course, the longer it goes, the weaker it's going to get. So if it were me, I would, and I'm bow hunting or something like that, I would, the closer you can wash that and put that in there to when you're going hunting, the better. So it will work, but it really, to get your best, is to do all three. That's essential. You got to do the laundry, you got to wash your hair and body in it, and the spray, of course, is the most important. You got to spray down with the BioShield spray, and that is very effective. So do all three, and you can't go wrong, Joanne. Do well. We got a Top Secret website question. Club member, Mr. Gary Manning, and from Baconton, Georgia. We appreciate you being a club member. What are some methods to get a buck that's on a doe's trail to stop for a good shot? Man, I tell you what, that's a $1 million question there. That's tough, Mr. Gary. Honestly, I've heard a lot of, just over the years hunting, I've heard a lot of people actually, what I've done, I've actually just yelled at them because just a whistle or a meh or that's not going to stop them. It just, rarely will it stop him if he's hot on a doe. He won't even, you almost have to just really just yell at him and he'll stop. And then if you're bow hunting or gun hunting, hopefully, well, either way, you should get a shot off. Depending on how fast you can draw and shoot with a gun, it'd be very effective because you can pretty much shoot right after you yell at him. So, I mean, that's the only way. Otherwise, he's just going to run by and he's gone. So, if you can do that, a lot of times that'll stop him. All right, we got a BioShield website question from Vicki Nelson. From Austin, Texas, says, will the BioShield products work for the arthropod mite called Sarcoptes scabi, which I think is the scabies, from what I understand. Tom, is that right? Yeah. I says, I think they're technically arachnids rather than insects. Well, we hadn't tested for scabies. We've tested for all the products listed on the bottle, just about all biting insects. It's very effective against scabies. If I had to just my educated guess, I would say it is. If anybody knows out there or has a case of the scabies and treats it with it, we'd like to hear your results from it. Simply, Vicki, we hadn't tested it. The testing is very expensive. We have gone through a series of real lengthy and in-depth tests, which you have to do, of course, to put any product out there on the market. So, especially one in this kind of, a bug repellent, you have to do a lot of testing on safety and, how it kills and repels and stuff like that. So, it does well against ticks, chiggers, red bugs, mosquitoes, of course. Ticks and mosquitoes being the main two right now. Ticks carrying Lyme disease so bad, and now with the Zika virus out, or how Don says it, Zika, the Zika virus out, man, I tell you what, BioShield's more important than ever. And it's real safe to use on kids, babies, dogs, cats, any kind of pet. So anyway, I hope that answers. I can't really give you a straightforward answer on that one, Vicki. I apologize for that. Anybody out there that knows or can test it for me, man, that would be outstanding. Scabies, in my line of work, 'cause I'm a pharmacist, we see it pretty regular. So maybe the next time I get somebody comes in, I'll whip out a bottle and just give it to them and let them try it and see if it works. So then I could get back to you on that, Vicki. So, all right, let's see. We got another BioShield. This is BioShield hot and heavy time right now. It's real hot and all the mosquitoes are out and all the bugs are out. So for Cheryl Weber from Peachtree City, Georgia, just up the road there, it says, can I use BioShield on my pets? And I think I answered that in the last question. You can. Matter of fact, we were talking about it before the show. Tom uses it on his dog, and he uses the laundry detergent on his dog. It's just real concentrated. Leaves a real nice scent on it. It's kind of a lemon scent, and it's good because it's concentrated. You can rub it in the dog, and especially with their real thick fur and stuff like that. It really lathers up good, and it really does a good job of washing them. So the hair and body wash does well too for it. So you can do either one. Of course, in humans, the hair and body wash only. Then use the laundry, use that for your clothes. But that's totally up to you on the pets. You can do either one, but I prefer using the hair and body wash on my pets, and I do use that. So it just depends on really, if you got a real thick furry dog, you might need a little bit more to get in there and really get it lathered up well. So Cheryl, but the answer to the question is absolutely, you can use BioShield on your pets. It's very safe. It's all natural. Use it on kids, babies. So yes, absolutely. All right, well, we got a Facebook question from Alex Joel Wilcox from San Clemente, California. It says, the scent defense line has something in it that attracts deer. While hunting, will that cause a buck to stop and look at you? Well, scent defense is an attractant. It's an all-natural product, and of course it does have silver copper synergy in there, which kills your body odor. And it also is a repellent, just like BioShield. It has Nurex in it, so it does repel insects. But it is an attractant. Deer love the scent. And it's that natural scent that they like. So, and it's, Joel, it's not that they're going to come in looking at you. They're not, whenever your scent is floating out there, they don't know exactly where that scent's coming from. They just know it's coming from a certain direction. Now, they're looking for it and smelling, but they can't pinpoint you. Just like if they get your human scent, they don't see you, they can just smell you, and then they take off. But no, you want to attract just like doe estrus or something. They can smell it coming into it, but they don't see you. So no, I wouldn't worry about it. They're not gonna look at you if you use scent defense. All right, we got a phone call coming in. Let's see. All right, you got Steve Burklow. How you doing tonight?
I'm all right, Steve. How you doing?
All right. Who we got on the phone?
Sean Ratcliffe again.
All right. Well, man, I'm sorry. You probably expecting Don, but he's out on the road. He's at the Ferris Brothers show tonight.
Is he?
Yeah, over in Mississippi, over in Jackson. So I had to stand in for him. But well, man, how you doing?
I'm all right. Have you guys seen that pictures that come up on my trail cam? Don, he sent it to him after he messaged me, and he said he's gonna print it off and send it to you guys. Show you guys. I wonder if you guys had a chance to look at it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I did. I got in here a while ago, and matter of fact, Tom's got it posted up on the screen right now. I don't know if you're watching the computer, but yeah.
I'm at a Walmart actually.
Well, you're not seeing it. You could go back and look at it tomorrow, though. But yeah, I got a picture of it right here in front of me.
Yeah. My question is for it. Okay. Is there any good way to tell right now? I mean, from just the look of the racks, you know, from if anything, you know, is it growing good? Is it, you know, is there any good way to tell right now, just from the way of looking at the rack? Is there any way to tell if it'll be a good, you know, a good 8 with, you know, kickers or a mainframe 6 or what?
Right. Well, at the stage this deer's at, there's absolutely no way to know if he's going to be have kickers or anything like that. Nobody could forecast that. And as far as the age of the deer, really, the body is going to give you all the indicators of the age of the deer. You know, with a sway back or neck that goes right into the body without making that V that comes under the neck. But as far as antlers go, I wish that I could say yes. But man, the way he is right here, I mean, he's putting on a lot of bone here every day. But there's just absolutely no way to know what he's going to be right yet.
Yeah. That's what I was telling my boy here, my wife's son, and there's a few of them we pulled off there today, and every one of them was looking good on there. And we started to put out different minerals this year. You know, we put out a standard salt block for one. Mm-hmm. We had a trace mineral block on the other side of our property, and they was hitting the standard salt block twice as hard as they was the trace minerals. We had a Himalayan block, but the rain washed it out. Mm. But I mean, and we feed them, corn, and other mixes for a couple weeks, and then we turn it off and let them go back to grazing. But I feel like our management plan is somewhere in the middle working.
Oh yeah, sounds good. You got a lot of, and deer like a lot of variety, and sounds like you've given them a lot of variety. So that's just what they like. So that's great.
The food plots we planted one. It was just a throw and grow on one side. I had clover and stuff, and on the other side we put a nothing but pure clover field. And you ever heard of sun hemp?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I talk about it a lot on this show. Yeah.
I'll tell you about something about that stuff, man. That stuff grows, don't it?
Ooh, man, I tell you, we planted it about 3 or 4 years ago, and it got over the cab of my tractor. It got tall.
Yeah, you got to cut it. Hell, when it's before it gets too big, and get some good cover and everything on it.
Oh man, it does, and it shades all the weeds out of the food plot. I love it, and we don't have to use fertilizer after we plant for our fall plots. We don't.
Yeah, it throws nitrogen into the ground, don't it?
Right. Yeah, it does, and man, our deer loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell because we had a trail cam, 2 of them, matter of fact, stolen, and we had to replace them. And it said, Lord knows on if they was hitting that or not, but we seem to be going to it now. Yeah, but we've had
You plant it this
some
year?
alterations to our way we do stuff around there, keep the poachers and stuff like that at bay, people from stealing.
Right. You plant the sun hemp this year also?
No, no. It's we planted on it, but last year we put the sun hemp in, and yeah, there's still signs of it though. I tell you.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know if it's just where nothing knocked it all the way out, or or something, but there's still signs of it. I mean, there's here and there you look, there's still signs of it.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Usually, man, that first good frost really knocks it down where we're at down here. But I tell you what, I would plant it every year if I could. We didn't have time to do it this year, but it's amazing.
I thought about doing it, and it's not too late to do it, is it?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I think as long as, like they say, you plan all the way up to when, like September, October.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too late. The only thing is now, by the time it gets up good, you just about, well, it just depends on where you're at. We would have to cut it down and plow it under to start planting the fall winter plots.
Yeah. So is there any new stuff coming on the market from you guys?
Well, yeah, we got, of course, top secret, is we got it coming out in a 1-ounce spray bottle this year, which is going to be incredible. Yes, it's to me that's going to be my favorite because it's a little round glass spray bottle, 1 ounce, and you can put 2 or 3 of them in your front pocket, and they're just easy to use. You just use them up till they're done, throw it away, and grab another one.
Come on.
So, which is nice. You don't have to have.
Don said that the Walmarts are going to start carrying it. The Walmart over here where I'm from, I ain't never seen nothing, but he said they're going to start carrying it.
Yeah, they'll have it this year, Sean. They'll have it there at your Walmart. If they carry sporting goods, they'll have it there this year.
Yeah, they do. The only place I seen top secret at was the Cabela's around where I'm at,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I've been trying to want to use it, instead of having to order it off the website, but now that Walmart's going to start carrying it, I can implement it into my management plans.
There you go. And also, Tractor Supply will be carrying the 1-ounce spray bottles as well.
Oh, good. I love Tractor Supply and Rural King, man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they'll be carrying a 1 ounce. That's going to be the way to go right there.
Yeah, I'll be for sure doing that.
All right, buddy. Well, man, we appreciate you calling in tonight, Sean.
All right, thank you, sir. Tell Don I said to give me a call anytime and wants to chat again.
All right, brother. I'll sure do it, man. Thanks for calling.
All right, bye. Thanks, man. Bye.
All right, folks. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Rise and shine. It's time to hunt. Repel and kill the bugs that bug you most with the all-natural 100% deep-free BioShield.
You've waited your whole life for this moment. Don't spoil your opportunity because of poor preparation. Keep your optics clean and fog-free for a clear shot every time. Fog Zero.
Introducing Scent Defense, a revolutionary 3-in-1 formula from Top Secret. Infused with antimicrobial silver copper synergy technology to attack odor before it starts. Fortified with NeuroX to attack and repel insects instantly. Scent Defense is specifically formulated to attract deer while simultaneously destroying odor. Scent Defense, the 3-in-1 formula for success.
All right, folks, we're back. We appreciate Sean calling in a while ago. Always good to talk. We talked about some good things with Sun Hemp and, talking about new products and all. So I'm glad he called in. We hopefully learned a lot there, anybody tuning in tonight. But we're going to go back over to some website questions. And this is from Nick Oliveri from Woodstock, New York. Says, does the BioShield laundry detergent only last 8 hours after a wash, or is it multiple washes? And it says, should the BioShield laundry detergent be used in conjunction with regular laundry detergent, or will it wash clothes while adding protection? Let me take the second question first, Nick. You only need to use BioShield laundry detergent. It'll wash and it'll add the protection as well. So, absolutely. I mean, it's a great cleaner, as well as putting the scent in there, incorporating it into the clothes and the fibers to cause it to give you protection against the insects. So, as far as lasting 8 hours, it does last 8 hours, but it kind of depends on the use of it. If you're just going to wash it and hang it up, it's going to last longer than 8 hours. So, it's hard to say exactly how much longer it's going to last. And like I tell everybody, your best way to do it, like you said, multiple wash. The more you wash it, it's going to get it into the fibers better. So, and of course, when you wash it, and the sooner you use it, the better. It just goes without saying. It's gonna have its maximum smell and incorporate it into the clothes. So that just kind of goes without saying there. So yeah, I mean, whenever I do BioShield, man, I wash it. I wash mine just about every day. If I'm going to go out and trim limbs or do scouting or put cameras out or even go plant food plots or whatever, man, the daggum ticks and the chiggers down here are so bad. But I wash them every day, every night, and refresh it with it. But even at that, though, you got to wash your hair and body, and absolutely got to spray down with BioShield. And I tell you, that triple protection, it does the job. That's our triple protection combo kit right there, BioShield. Man, you got all three, and that really, really protects you against all those insects, mosquitoes, ticks, chiggers, all that down here in the south and up there in New York as well. So I hope that answered your question on that one, Nick. And let's see, we got a Facebook question. Josh Webb from Cardington, Ohio. It says, I'm up here in Ohio and I hope to take off 2 weeks for the rut. It says, what 2 weeks are the best? My next question is, how can I use scent more effectively? And is it better to use doe and estrus or buck urine when hunting for deer 5+ years old during the rut? All right. Well, as far as taking 2 weeks off, man, that's awesome. I wish I could take 2 weeks off. That'd be great. Maybe one day. But being that you're in Ohio, of course, it varies from year to year. It's pretty. It varies a little bit, I should say. Not near as much. It doesn't vary near as much in the Midwest states like it does down here in the South. In the South, it varies quite a bit. But in where you're at, you can pretty much bank it's going to be there mid-November sometime. But if it were me, I would say around November the 7th to the 21st is what I would be shooting for. Man, that is some good hunting time right there. That's usually right around first of the rut right there, seems like to me, and that carries it right into the peak. So, if somebody has a different opinion on that, we'd love to hear it. You guys from Ohio, hey, send us Facebook in or let me know if that's right. If you don't agree with it or if you got a better take on it, I'd love to hear it. Of course, I'm going to know more about our rut down here. If you go a little bit further to the west, Kansas or something like that, I would say November the 1st through the 14th. Just from my experience out there, it just seems like it's a little bit earlier. So now as far as your question on using scent more effectively, absolutely, the doe and estrus or buck, you want to use both. You want to absolutely use both, Josh, and I can't emphasize that more, because you know that buck urine, man, I tell you that's going to draw in a buck just like doe and estrus, because he thinks that buck urine, when he smells that, he thinks, well, he's got a buck in there tending whose doe? Of course, his doe. He wants to get that boy's butt out of there, so he smells that buck urine. He's going to be coming in there looking for who laid that buck urine down. So that you want to trail that estrus and have that buck urine right behind it. Especially, I tell you, a good way to do that is to use our foam. You foam it, you know, you got estrus buck, put it down. You got a buck chasing a doe, man, that's perfect, especially during the rut. Of course, you want to use the estrus whenever the does kind of start getting up, bucks start chasing. The first sign of bucks start chasing, you want to add that estrus in there. But now the buck urine you want to use every day of the season, from the first day of bow season right to the end of the hunting season. Use buck urine every day, Josh, every day. Because that, you know, during the early season, they smell buck urine. They want to go over there and just see who the new guy is on the block. They don't really care about chasing a doe. But now when that doe starts running, getting up, they start chasing them does, add the doe estrus in there with it. Then you got competition. It's a whole different meaning when you add the buck urine in with the estrus. So do that and let me know what you think. See how that works out for you this year. All right, we got a Facebook question from Jamie Dramiski. Man, I butchered that. Amherst, Wisconsin. I'm so sorry, Jamie. When buying deer scent from a box store, is it true that doe urine from different parts of the country may scare off bucks in your area because of different diets making the doe's urine smell different? Well, it's been our experience here, Jamie, at Top Secret, that we haven't experienced that. You know, we sell to a lot of the big box stores, and you know, it does not do that. A whitetail is a whitetail is a whitetail, and Don will say the same thing. You know, yeah, there's a little bit difference in diet and stuff like that, but overall, I mean, it's a deer's urine is specific to a whitetail deer. So, and they know that it's a whitetail. But as far as what part of the country, nah, I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, we get absolutely outstanding feedback from everybody with Top Secret, especially Jamie using Top Secret because it's oxygen free. That's the main thing. That's the game changer in the scent industry, is oxygen free from collection to bottle. You know, it's fresh. It can't be competed with when there's no oxygen in it, because it doesn't start ammoniating and start breaking down, starts turning dark. This is ammoniated urine right there. That's what it looks like. That's what all the other urines out there on the market look like right there, Jamie. So that, you know, that's old urine, which is great. I mean, it's still, yeah, it's effective. But if you have the choice to use oxygen-free urine right there that's never seen oxygen that you can use, a buck smells that, or a doe smells, that's fresh. That's like it just came out of a deer. So this says a deer is there now, whereas this says there was a deer there a while ago. Deer there now. So that's the big difference right there. Huge difference, Jamie. So that's the main thing. I wouldn't really worry about the parts of the country and the doe urines and stuff like that. Don't worry about that. They'll work. They'll work. All right, we got another Facebook question. Robert Petty from Winchester, Tennessee. It says, we have a very high doe population and a trickling rut. What's the best way to hunt this? Well, Robert, I can absolutely sympathize with you, because we have hunted that most of my life down here. Most of the time in Alabama, you know, you could used to kill one buck per day. So guess what? For several years, everybody shoots bucks. and so hardly any bucks left. There's jillions of does out there. So that's just the way it's been. Now, of course, Alabama has changed their harvest over the last several years, and now you can only take like $4. Of course, there's a lot of people that didn't get that email, so a lot of them still kind of adhering to the old ways. But anyway, it's getting better. Alabama's getting better. I'm sure, from what I understand, Tennessee is too. But man, you got to get them does out of there, and I'm sure y'all do. But it's tough because the bucks absolutely do not have to compete for the does at all. So hunting a rut with that kind of high doe population, a lot of times you're just not going to have much of a rut. It's not going to be that. Heck, sometimes you don't even hardly know the difference. You may see a little bit of chasing, but that's it. So I mean, there's really not a whole lot. Basically you have to hunt it just like you're hunting food source or something like that. Because you want to hunt it like you're going after a doe, because if you can hunt that doe, that buck's going to be nearby. So if you think she's going to a certain food source or coming back from going to a certain bedding area, hunt that, because then he'll be right there with her usually. So that's kind of the way I would approach it. If anybody out there has some different opinion about that, I'd love to hear about it. But a high doe population, man, it really kills the competition. So, I mean, they got does everywhere, so everybody can get several. So, which is unusual. Usually, when you go to a bar, it ain't like that. It's the opposite. But anyway, so, all right, well, hey, look, we're going to take a commercial break. They're getting on to me out there, so we'll be right back, folks.
From Don Bell, the founder of Code Blue, comes Top Secret Reserve Doe Estrus, the finest doe estrus ever collected. Top Secret oxygen-free collection process is a complete generation above Code Blue. Our patent-pending collection process means no ammonia and no ammonia smell. At a limited quantity of 12,000 bottles, only 1/10% of hunters will be lucky enough to add Top Secret to their arsenal. Visit TopSecretDeerScent.com today and join the 1/10% club.
All right, folks, we're back, and we're at that part of the show where we always like to put a plug in for our sponsor. And the sponsor is Top Secret's 1/10% Club, which, folks, if you're not a member of the 1/10% Club, listen here, you need to do it today. Because, man, I tell you, these things go fast. 1/10% Club is just that. It is. There's 12 million deer hunters, 12,000 bottles, so 1/10%. You can be one of those 1/10% people that has a bottle. And man, I'm gonna tell you what, that is the finest urine ever collected right there. That's the breeding buck, that's buck urine, which we even have less bottles of that than we do the doe. This is our top of the line doe reserve estrus right here. The good stuff right there. So you can do it. I think he's going to put the advantages of the club up there, but there it is, the benefits. And but you can pay for it. It's $100. If you figure it out now, you say $100 sounds like a lot of money, which it is, but it works out to be about $3 and change an ounce, because it's a 26-ounce bottle. So it's not bad at all. And especially, it's the top of the top when it comes to doe estrus and buck urine. So you can pay for it all at one time on the club on the website. Just hit the pay, and you can pay with a credit card, or you can also do a 4-pay where you can pay $25 a month for 4 straight months. And then also you'll key in right there. It'll also ask you to put in when you would like to receive it. If you want to receive it in September, just before your hunting season starts, just hit September, and you'll have it there in September. It's kind of nice. We'll have it collected and ready to go at your door right before hunting season. So if you want to get it now and get it put up, hey, we'll ship it to you right now. So anyway, 1/10% Club is going fast. Folks, you better jump on it right now. All right, we're going to go back to BioShield website question, and This is from Andy Waller from Dover, New Hampshire. Says, how frequently should I use BioShield to keep it active? Well, I know we've kind of covered that a little bit, Andy, but we'll go back through this. As far as the laundry detergent, man, I use it just as much as possible. I just put it that way. I use it when I'm up at the hunting camp. That's where I use it mostly, because I'm out in the woods and exposed to all the insects and all. I use it every day. I mean, if I'm going out that day and working or scouting or doing whatever, I come in. Of course, you're going to be sweaty anyway, so I throw the clothes in there. I wash them in BioShield every day. And man, it helps because it removes bad odor because it cleans it as well. It's a good cleaner. Plus, it puts new BioShield inside of it and keeps it so it'll block the insects from it. So every day on the detergent, do it. The hair and body wash, of course, if you do it, use it every time you take a shower. I mean, every time. I mean, it smells good. It smells awesome. So, man, I use it every day, and not even at the camp, I use it every day. And because I love the smell of it, and it lathers up good, smells great. I use it on my hair and body. That's all I use anymore. So you don't have to go that far with it, but if you're going to be up at the camp or on a hunting trip, I'd use it every time I take a shower. So, and the spray, which I'm guessing, Andy, you're pretty much talking about the spray more than anything. The spray, it will last 8 hours, but I tell you, if you apply it about every 5 or 6 hours, you'll get maximum protection from it. I mean, it works for 8 hours, but it's going to start kind of tailing off towards about 7th and 8th hour there. It's going to start tailing off, kind of going away. So if you apply it about that 5th or 6th hour and jump it back up again, man, you'll keep it a good solid control of it all the way through the day. So keep that in mind. About every 5 to 6 hours, hit down hard with it. Man, it'll keep you protected. All right, we got Facebook. Jody Tetlow from Double Springs, Alabama. So if you find deer sheds during the spring, is it a good place to hunt during the fall? Well, usually it is, for sure. It's a good place to hunt if you're finding sheds there. They apparently they like that area. So now I kind of takes me back to a time when my hunting buddy and I found a real nice shed on our property about 7 or 8 years ago. Man, it was a big old heavy 8-point side of an 8-point shed, had 4, and it was had good mass, especially for Alabama, just great mass, and it was in a place that you would not expect it. And matter of fact, I don't know that anybody's hunted it since. So it really depends, because actually this is close to the property line. We got a neighbor that has horses right there close to our property line, so we found that shed right on there, right on that edge right there. So it's kind of strange. You would think, man, what's he hanging out right there for? Because there's a lot of noise over there. Those horses constantly making noise. You can always hear them dogs over there hollering and people running in and out and all. But I guess them deer are used to it, because we found a huge shed right there. And we have killed a couple of does right there, but we don't hunt it that much. So I guess it all depends on what's around that area where you find the shed. If you don't have something like that going on, probably is a good place to set up a stand and hunt it. So just keep that in mind, what's around it, what kind of terrain you got, or what if you got any activity or neighbors or anything like that, like we did. We found that shed that time. All right, let's see. We got top secret website question from Eric Baxter, Elgin, Illinois. Says, I have a new hunting area this season, a big tract of woods without much agricultural fields. How should I hunt this? Well, Illinois, Eric, and for Illinois, I don't think you can put corn out. Matter of fact, I'm about positive you can't. Dang, I ought to know that too. I hunt Illinois some, but I'm pretty sure you can't. So I was going to say now, Before the season, you can put it out, so you can go into that tract of woods and set you up a couple of stations and a couple of game cameras. You want to do that anyway because you want to see what you got in there. You want to see what kind of bucks are using that area. But if you'll get that established, of course, you'll have to get rid of it or let them deer eat it on off, and you'll have to stop before the season starts. So you're not hunting over it. But that will tell you what's in the area. But now as far as hunting the tract, it all depends on, man, get you a aerial photo. I cannot emphasize that enough. Get you an aerial photo so you can really see what the property, how it lays out. If you got creeks, if you got thick bedding, depending on if you've got like draws coming through, or if you've got cutover, or just, there's so many different things the way that property can lay out. It may be natural funnels that you can look at an aerial photo and say, man, that looks like it might be a natural funnel. I need to get in there and look at that, and I could set up right here. And if they come around through there, I could pinch them right there and get a good 20-yard shot. Those areas exist most of the time on a tract like that's a big tract of woods like that. So if you'll look at that aerial photo, that's what I would do first. And then after that, of course, scout it. It's hard to beat deer sign, so if you get in there, find rubs. Of course, scrapes probably you won't be able to find them this time of year, but you can find old rubs. That'll give you some indication. Trails, of course, trails will always be there. I mean, good used trails. I mean, that's a good sign there. But man, get an aerial photo, do that, get in there, pour some corn out, put your camera up, see what kind of bucks are in there, and then kind of attack it from that angle. Let me know what you think about that, Eric. Call in. I want to hear about what you think about that. Call the show. We'd love to hear from you. If you do get some game cam pictures, send them in to us. Man, I know they get big up there in Illinois, so we'd love to see it. All right, we got, hey, let's go to, mind if we go to a commercial break? We'll hit a commercial break, folks.
You don't like old milk. Deer don't like old urine. Brown and cloudy urine reeks of ammonia. Ammoniated urine means it's old, not fresh, and it doesn't fool deer. Top Secret Deer Scents, the only scent on the market that's oxygen-free from collection to bottle. It's yellow and clear because it's fresh. It's the only scent on the market that says a deer is here now and not last week.
All right, sorry about that, folks. Got a little choked up. Had to get some water. All right, we're going to go back to Facebook. We got Tom Searles from Norfolk, Virginia. And well, it's way up there. All right, Tom says, how important is scent control as opposed to, say, noise or movement control, which would be the most important? Well, Tom, they're both very important. Of course, to a whitetail, the scent is the most important. That's how he stays alive. Yeah, he can stay out of trouble with movement and noise, but that nose of his keeps him alive. So scent is the most important. So we got something for that, Tom. Scent defense. Right there. Tom, you got to get you some of that. Scent defense. It does three things. It not only repels insects up there in Virginia, mosquitoes, the size of choppers up there, and you got to have you some of that to block that, and ticks. And it also kills your human body odor as well. And it's a deer attractant, if you can believe that. Works outstanding. You can pick it up in Cabela's this year. But try Scent Defense. Comes in a spray, a hair and body wash, and also a laundry detergent, Tom. Man, it will take care of your scent, and it smells good. And it's all natural. It'll take care of those insects, ticks, chiggers, mosquitoes. And man, I use it first day of bow season. The last two bow seasons in a row, I've killed a buck the opening day with Scent Defense. 8 point the first year and a 10 point the next year. And it is, with wind just 80 degrees outside and the wind howling, blowing right towards the buck both times. So it really, and that's in Alabama where it's dadgum tough to skunk a buck's nose. It really is. So we're a firm believer in scent defense here, Top Secret. So try some of that, Tom. But hey, that nose, by far, pay attention to it. But now, you can't sit up there and just do all this and move either. I ain't saying that. Slight movements, but if you move, you got to keep your movements close to your body, like this. Keep your movements kind of like, when you get out here moving away from your bodies, when they start picking up those movements. But if you'll kind of make slow movements like that, just sudden jerks like that, they can pick those up. So just you want to keep that to a minimum as you can. Of course, I know it's tough when you're hunting with a child or something. It makes it a little challenging, but anyway. All right, we got a Top Secret website question. This is from Doug Alberts, Decorah, Iowa. Man, I wish, Doug, you'd take me hunting. Can you describe the process of how you collect your company's urine? Doug, I'd love to, but I can't. Don would shoot me. So, no, I can't, man. That's part of our patent process. That is very top secret. I'll put it that way. It is. It's interesting. I'll just say that. It's very interesting, but it's unique, unlike anybody else, Doug. We do it oxygen free, and everybody would like to know. Not only you, but a lot of companies would like to know. But it is patented in several different ways, and it is absolutely the finest deer urine ever collected, oxygen free from collection bottles. So that's about all I can say about that, Doug. We'll move on to Facebook from Jace Lent, Springfield, Missouri, and that's where Bass Pro's from, isn't it? Do you think trail cameras help or hurt you when hunting? And Jace, I think that's an excellent question. We were talking about that before the show. Saw your question there, and we discussed that. And I've often thought that myself. Do they hurt or help? They do help. I'll just tell you the ways they help. They help, and they can tell you exactly what you've got on your property for the most part. Some really mature bucks, for some reason, have a knack of staying off that camera. But for the most part, most bucks do show up on there at some point. So it gives you a good idea of what you got on your property, and at least you know, man, that when you're in bed at night, you can say, well, I know I got a picture of that buck, so you know he's out there, so you know you got a chance to kill him. So even if a picture, that at least gives you hopes that you'll run into him the next day. So that's the best thing. You can learn what you've got on your property, and you can also, it helps learn, you know, if you're feeding using mineral blocks or supplements or something like that, and you can gauge the antler growth and all. You can learn some of that by trail cam photos and stuff like that. Now as far as hurting you, and I've often wondered about this. Now, if you don't practice scent control while checking your game camera, putting it out, going in to freshen up the spot, or if it's on a trail, just going to change the card out, you've got to practice good scent control. Wear rubber boots, wear gloves, spray down, because, I mean, man, if you don't, it's just like you're going in there to go hunting. There's no difference in you going in there and climbing up a tree. So you've got to do that, because if you go in there several times without doing that, I think it hurts you, because now that buck and the other deer are alerted to an intruder in their area. So that's where it can hurt you. And also, and somebody may have a different opinion about this, but I think, I don't know, sometimes I wonder if the really mature bucks out there, the big boys, they know that camera is not supposed to be there, and they kind of stay away from that spot. I often wonder that where we hunt in Alabama, them dang big ones are hard to come by. They're out there because we get pictures of them. Not many pictures, just a few. And I tell you what, man, they are hard to get pictures of, and you just about never see them in daylight. But I often think, you know, they look at that camera and say, man, something ain't right about that. I ain't going to step in front of it. I'm not going to get near it. And so if you're hunting nearby it, then you may not see them. I wonder about that. Now, of course, we've killed bucks right over game camera right there. And I know you do on other parts of the country in Kansas and Illinois. I know everybody does. But, I do wonder sometimes if they know it's not right and just stay away from it. So I guess that's another $1 million question. Hey, if anybody else has an opinion on that, I would love to hear it, because I would like to know that for myself, because I've often wondered about that. All right, we got Facebook, Brian Polstra from Pierre, South Dakota. Says, is your foam product handled any differently than liquid? Is it the same product, only in a different form? Brian, you hit it right on the money. It's the same exact product in a different form. And it really is nice, Brian, because the foam is so easy to use. You don't have to have the scent saver system with a foam. All you have to do is pull the trigger. Just trigger it, shoot it out. It stays oxygen free. Every pump is oxygen free right out on the ground. And it's really nice. I think we got a little bit of a different delivery system this year in our foam can. I don't know if we got any around here. We'll have to get that for the next show. We got a little bit different. It actually forms a foam that will last. It'll stay in foam form longer. It's really neat. So be on the lookout for that, folks. That's this year. Let us know how you like it, or if you rather like the traditional pump foam bottle, let us know. But this is outstanding. The foam is. Now, also, you talk about a spray bottle, and I know I go back to this a lot because I'm going to have about 100 of these come my hunting season gets here. The 1 ounce spray bottles, folks, that's new this year from Top Secret. 1 ounce, that's going to be in everything we make. Buck urine, doe estrus. It's going to have every bit of it. It's going to be in the tarsal gland right there, tarsal. But man, you can put one of the, you can have your pockets filled up with those. Use it up, throw it away, get it, grab another one. But those are real handy. They're oxygen free. Each spray is oxygen free. And so that's going to tell you a deer's there instead of it was there 2 hours ago or something. So you're going to stock up on that, folks. All right, let's see. We got another Facebook question from Bonnie Norton, Bastrop, Louisiana. I don't know if I said that right, but all right. It says, what is the perfect seed blend for a fall hunting kill plot? Well, Bonnie, I wrote down a few things because I looked at your question before the show, and that's a great question, by the way, Bonnie. And everybody has their own opinion about food plots, and just from hunting for about 30 years, I've kind of formed my opinion. And of course, Bonnie, this kind of applies to the South because that's where I've grown up. I know that alfalfa up north is a big part of a lot of food plots, but alfalfa just don't grow down here in the South. It just won't do it. So that's why I'm kind of gearing this towards South. So and where you're at, Louisiana too, in the South. So definitely oats, Bonnie. Some good plot spike oats or forage oats. Definitely oats. The deer love oats, and oats will last throughout the season. Clover, definitely clover. Matter of fact, I like to have at least 3 to 4 different types of clover in the blend if I can get it. Red clover, that red ladino clover, white clover, arrowleaf clover, balsam clover. There's so many different types of clover, but it gives the deer a lot of variety, and deer love variety. So do 3 or 4 different types of clover mixed in, and a lot of times all you got to do is go to your nearest feed store, and they'll mix this up for you. Tell them what you want, and they'll mix it up for you, or they may have already mixed it up. But I know, Manning's here, we can ask them and they'll mix it up for us. Winter peas, definitely winter peas. Deer love them and they're hardy. They grow real easy, great. But definitely oats, clover, winter peas, chicory. I know we don't talk a lot about chicory, but chicory is outstanding. Chicory doesn't require a lot of water to get it to grow, but it retains. It's got a real deep taproot, so it goes real deep in the ground, so it don't take a lot of water for it to survive. So it's good in the dry areas. And chicory has a big leaf that kind of boils out like this, and deer love chicory. They'll wipe it out. Now, if you can plant this, rape is outstanding. That would be the last thing in the blend that I would put in is rape. There's several different types. Mossy Oak makes it, and the New Zealand rapes they use is a great blend. Only problem with the rape is we can't get it to grow, because as soon as we plant it and it starts coming out of the ground, the deer hit it and wipe it out, and it don't come back. So they just, the very first year that we planted it, it got about knee high. It's real leafy. It grows huge, just like turnips. And it's kind of like a turnip, but it grows real leafy. Bucks love it. I remember the first year we planted it, we had 6 bucks out on the food plot opening day, and they were mowing it down. But ever since that year, we can't get it to grow. 10 years straight we've planted it, we can't get it to grow because they wipe it out. They know what it is now. So they first year they didn't know what it was. Boy, they liked it when they found out what it was. But not to say that your area wouldn't grow it. So that's why I threw it in there. But so oats, clover, winter peas, chicory, several different types of clover mixed in with it. That's what I would do, Bonnie. So, all right, Bonnie, if you got a different opinion on that, let me know what your opinion, or if anybody else has a blend that they like, that they think is just outstanding, let me know. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. Now, there is one, Bonnie, that I do like to use too. As a matter of fact, I think it's made in Louisiana or Mississippi. It's called Buckbuster. And that is a great blend for a really good price. It's called Buckbuster, and that's a great blend of seeds. Got about 5 or 6 different types of seed in it, and it works outstanding. We plant that quite a bit too, but that would be my ideal right there. I think is what you were asked, perfect seed blend. So, but anyway, if anybody has a question about that, or anybody has their own formula that they really like, I would love to hear about it, because I'm always fascinated by food plots and the blends and different things like that. So I would love to hear it. So please send it in, email us, send it by Facebook, whatever. I'd love to hear what kind of blend you like to use for your food plots. Well, folks, it's time to close the show. An hour goes by quick. And man, I love these questions. Keep sending the questions in. Don will be back in about 2 weeks. He's working hard out there on the road. Mike Burklow will be here with me next week, and we'll get after it and answer some more questions and take some phone calls. So, folks, y'all have a good week. We'll see you next time.